Today we are going to start our set of videos over dividing polynomials, and we're going to start that actually with everyone's favorite thing to do, long division. So I know that's everyone's favorite thing from elementary school. That's what we're going to do in this video, just long division with numbers. And then in our next video, we're going to talk about how that applies to dividing polynomials. So in my first example here, we're going to do 508 divided by 4. And that's asking how many times will 4 go into 508? Well, we might not know that off the top of our head. So we're going to use long division to figure that out. Instead of asking for this whole big number, 508, we're going to start just here. How many times will 4 go into 5? And now it won't go in evenly, but 4 will go into 5 one time. So I'm going to put a 1 above that 5 there. And then because 4 times 1 is 4, I'm going to put 4 right here, and we're going to subtract. We've got 1 left over. Now 4 won't go into 1, but now I can bring down this 0 and get 10. Next, we're going to ask how many times will 4 go into 10? And that, again, not evenly, but 4 will go into 10 twice, and 4 times 2 is 8. So that's where I'm going to get an 8 here. And when I subtract that, then we're left with 2. Now I'm going to finally bring this 8 down. We have to bring everything down to get to the very end of this. And now we're going to ask ourselves how many times will 4 go into 28? And if you are pretty good with your factors, you know that 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. So I'm getting that as 4 times 7. And when I subtract, I get 0. And that 0 is just there to tell me that there is no remainder, or the remainder is 0. So this tells me that, let me switch marker color so it doesn't run too much. This one ought to do 4. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. 4 is a factor of 508 because 4 multiplied by 127 equals 508. It goes into 508 127 times. So now, hopefully that broke it down and served as a good refresher. As you look there, that might look fairly familiar. That is the process of long division kind of broken down for you. So let's just do one more kind of quickly. Little bit bigger of a number, 672 divided by 21. So we're going to do 21. How many times will that go into 6? Well, 21 is too big to go into 6. So we're going to move over one more number. How many times will 21 go into 67? It'll definitely go in at least once because 67 is bigger. So now we just kind of look at our factors. Feel free to use a calculator if that helps. It kind of defeats the purpose, but sure. 21 times 2 is 42. That would fit into 67. 21 times 3 is 63. That would fit into 67. And that's probably as big as it gets. Once we multiply by 4, we get 84, and that's too big. So we're going to use 3. So put that 3 above the 7 because I'm putting 21 into 67. And we said that gave me 63. Going to subtract, and that leaves me with 4. Then I'm going to bring that 2 down and see how many times does 21 go into 42. And that goes in exactly twice. 2 times 21 is 42. And we get a remainder of 0. So 21 is a factor of 672 because 21 times 32 equals 672.